Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It's time for our Tuesday meditation to take a moment to mindfully check in with how we're starting our week. I've got an image to share with you. We're going to do a tree meditation, an as above, so below meditation. And I like this image because it shows the root systems of trees. And I want to sort of preface this by saying the idea of as above, so below, as within, so without. What that speaks to is that we are the microcosm to the macrocosm. And one of the things that's been coming to mind this week energetically is root down to expand. We're going through times of massive expansion, amazing, beautiful times, but also it's really important for us to stay rooted, for us to stay rooted so that we can feel center and feel our center. So let's go ahead and begin. Find somewhere where you won't be disturbed for the next little bit of time, somewhere where you can preferably sit. You can lie down if you want. It just the metaphor works a little bit better in my experience when our spine is straight. And take a moment to maybe close your eyes, bring your awareness inward. Feel your shoulders over your hips. Feel your spine nice and straight. Hopefully, we won't have too many rooster crows during our meditation. And check in with your breath. Breathe in through your nose and release through your mouth. And let the breath start to be the metaphor that it is. Inhale, fresh air, fresh prana. Inhale into your now. Exhale, letting go of stale energy, stuck energy, anything that's ready to leave. And as you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, go ahead and just let your breath get a little bit more deep and take a little bit more time. Breathe a little bit more slowly. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just notice how even the simple experience of your breath can be such a big shift. Easy, fluid breath. You can already maybe start to feel, as is the case when we breathe more slowly, especially let your exhale be a little bit longer than your inhale. That signals the thinking mind to relax. And so now I invite you to imagine that you are a tree. And if you have a tree of choice, a tree that you like, you can imagine that you're going to sit there. I'm sitting beneath a ginormous black oak right now. She's one of my favorite trees. So imagine that you're going to meet a tree, maybe that you have been looking at and admiring, or just imagine yourself as a tree. If you're interacting with a tree in particular, you might imagine yourself leaning against it or sitting in front of it. And start to send your roots down now through the base of your spine, through your root chakra. And as you send your roots down, just notice how deep and wide those roots travel. Notice if your roots are discovering any underground tunnels or rocks or flows of water. Sending roots deep down into earth, down and out, and feel the comfort, the nourishment, the silence deep in the soil. And you send one root down now. I invite you to send one root straight down into the center of Gaia herself. And imagine that as you connect there, she greets you by sending her light, her nourishment, her energy up through your central root. And all the other roots, now that they've spread out as far and wide as they need to, notice all the other roots starting to pull in her nourishment as well. So you've got this beautiful golden light coming up through your roots. And you can pull that light up into your torso, which is your tree trunk. Pull it up into your torso and bring it into your heart. And feel how nourishing it feels to be deeply rooted, grounded, present, secure in this now moment. Feel yourself nourished and held by the soil and the earth that is Gaia herself. And feel and know that as you're going to begin to now imagine that you're sprouting your tree branches up and out. Notice how tall and how much breadth your canopy has, what the shape of your tree is like. And notice how good it feels to expand and to grow and to reach for the light. And notice how, as you intrinsically know how deep and broad your roots are, you know you're safe, you're secure as it's time to expand, reaching your branches up and out, deeply rooted to expand. And maybe just notice the energy around that growth, around that expansion, around feeling yourself, your branches and your leaves reaching for the light and then receiving the light of the sun. And the light of the sun is nourishment as well. That is how trees photosynthesize. So as your leaves are now fully grown and your tree branches are fully grown, just allow yourself to bask in the ever-present light of the sun. It goes away at nighttime, but somehow you as a tree know that it always returns the next day. And spend just a few more moments soaking in that exhilaration, that rush of how it felt to expand, expanding from the space of being deeply rooted. And start to pull that light down into your leaves. You're photosynthesizing, you're pulling that light down into your branches, down into your trunk, down into your heart. And the human heart is so intelligent. So you're simultaneously experiencing yourself as a tree, merging with your tree of choice, but still staying in your body and staying connected to who you are as a human being. Our energetic heart, I believe, is the most powerful aspect of ourselves. We have more afferent neurons in our heart than we do in any other space in our body, even our brain. So as you're merging this nourishment, this light from Gaia and this light from the sun, feel yourself as this powerful transformer and transmitter and transmutator. And now, as you're connecting with your heart, let's spend a little bit of time breathing with our heart as we have for the past few weeks. And if you've come to understand, the heart chakra opens out the front conically and out the back conically. All the chakras do that. The crown opens up, the root opens down. But imagine that as you inhale now, you're taking energy in through your front and in through your back. And as you're deeply rooted and expanded, there's no need to discriminate. You can just take it in. And if there's anything that needs to be upgraded, your heart, nourished by the light of the earth and the light of the sun, can transform it, can transmute it. And as you exhale, you're sending that light out in all directions. Breathing in to the front and back of your heart, take in the energy of the precise moment and the precise place where your now is. And as you exhale, send out light from your heart, from the sun, from the earth, from your deeply rooted self. Send it out in all directions. We're just going to spend a few more minutes here simply breathing, taking energy into the front and back of the heart on the inhale, sending it out on the exhale. And if you have more space and you want more visualization, you can still take nourishment up from your roots, take nourishment down from your branches. And as you transmute with your inhale, exhale, send that out in all directions. Easy breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And feel the peace and the presence of choosing to do this, of being able to do this. And you're able to do this because this is how we're wired. Also, during these times, it's really important to be deeply rooted so as to expand, so as to offer this inhale into your heart. Anything that needs to be upgraded is instantly transformed by the swirling of the light from Mother Earth and the sun. Exhale, send it out in all directions. And one of the wonderful things that happens as we choose to participate in healing, in this healing meditation, we receive all the benefits of what it is that we're offering. So feel yourself just sort of humming with the love and the light from the earth and the sun and the love that is within your heart that is you. Breathing in through your heart, exhaling, sending light out in all directions. All right. I'm going to slowly bring this meditation to a close, but I'm actually going to invite you this week to entertain that you can take this with you and participate or practice this practice anytime, anywhere. With every breath you take in your physical vessel, you can imagine you're taking energy in and sending it out. And you're able to do that because you're deeply rooted and expanded to the light. Before we close, if there is a tree that you chose to work with, tender a blessing to that tree. Maybe imagine you're putting your hand on its trunk or giving it a hug or placing a rock or a flower or something at its base to acknowledge and be grateful for its willingness to participate with you. May you have a blessed week, and may you be deeply rooted so that you can continue to expand. And I would invite you to set the intention that more and more and more people are awakening to the importance of living from our heart, living within and from that space. Thank you guys. Have a blessed week. Bright blessings. So much love.